Oh, I should have did it while you were sitting there. Welcome back to Tuesday Talks, everybody. The devil tried to stop us, but he's a liar. He is a liar. So, hopefully, can you hear me okay, Beverly? Hello. Hopefully everyone can hear me okay. Let me know if I need to pump up the volume, pump up the volume. Steve. Yeah, let me know if I need to turn up the volume. That way I know. Everybody can hear me just fine. Awesome. Great. So the devil tried to stop a bunch of us from doing our lives. He didn't even know who he was messing with. Hey, Razmia. He didn't even know. Well, he should know by now that I will go toe-to-toe with him. So he should have known. So welcome, Kim, Bev, Razmia, and Sherry. Welcome. I knew that I had the capability to use my tablet, but I had some concerns about using my tablet for my live because I don't know if you guys have Spectrum internet, but we have Spectrum internet. Hey, Kate, and it's not the best. And even earlier when I was trying to watch my Hulu app, it was cutting out. The internet kept cutting out. So hopefully that won't happen on this live. That's one concern. And I was not sure if I would have like enough virtual memory or how long my battery would last with it or any of that. Because I've only used my tablet for like Skyping, which is, so I wasn't sure how that was going to work. I didn't want to use my desktop. My desktop is older and the webcam that I have is not the best. Call them if you're having connections. It's just, you know what, Kim, I try to do that. And then I've kind of given up on it because it happens so often. And sometimes like we'll just have outages sometimes in the area. The funny thing is I was at the store with my older brother earlier and there was a lady from Spectrum outside, trying to sign people up for service. And hey, Marquita. And she was asking, who do you guys have for internet service? And my brother said, Spectrum. Who else? And I had to shut my mouth because the first response that came to my head is, if everybody else didn't require me to do bundles for a better rate, I would definitely be with somebody else. But it is what it is. I feel like I'm paying way too much for internet every month. It's just a little outrageous. And I usually just pay my bills. I don't really think about my bills a lot and how much they are because like they got to be paid. So just pay it. But what I paid them the last time, I think, which was last week, I was just like, wow, I'm really paying them a lot of money for internet that doesn't always work well. But anyway, so hopefully we won't have any connection problems here. I had to kind of rearrange where I was sitting and everything for this, which was okay. Wasn't too much of a hassle, but doing things from my desktop was just not going to work because that's in the area that I do my planning and crafting, and it looks like 10 hurricanes and a typhoon blew through there. So yeah, I can't be showing y'all that on camera. That spot needs to be cleaned because that room is just like encompasses like everything. Like we have everything in that room. It's almost, I don't want to say it's a storage room, but it kind of is. I think I've told you guys before. Hey, Empress. I think I told you guys before that it used to be a garage, but I guess the landlord, he had converted it into this big room. There's no door on there. So anybody that comes in our house can see the mess that's back there, which is pretty sad. And once you go back there, the laundry room is back there too. It's a mess. And I don't know if y'all saw my video with the little shakers that I made. Remember I told y'all I had the glitter and the confetti all over the place. I still haven't cleaned that up. So it's still a mess. So yeah, I was like, I need to be able to stay in the space that I'm usually doing my lives before I embarrass myself greatly with the mess that is the back room. I mean, we stuff that we don't have space for kind of goes back there. There's two couches back there, but you can't sit down. My mom said that when she came over the other day. She's like, "Well, I can't even sit down back here, so I'm just gonna go back to the living room because there's just stuff. Yeah, there's stuff everywhere. I need to clean up. Yeah, I think I need to make a spring cleaning list video. I'm dishing out all these videos, so might as well. Um, so I know we're all having some issues with this whole new YouTube thing. I titled this week's episode "Doing the Most" for several reasons. But let's talk about YouTube doing the most right now. They are doing the most with these new requirements. Going live, I think, is a way for a lot of us to give ourselves exposure to people that wouldn't normally just come to our channel. I know sometimes when we go live, we get trolls here and there, and I've never really gotten them, thank goodness. But it is a way for us to get exposure with people that wouldn't normally just come and to our channels. And now with these new requirements, it's like that affects a lot of us. What really upset me about it was because I was very content with my Windows phone. I love Windows phones. Eventually, I would have had to get another phone because they're not supporting a lot of stuff on the Windows phones anymore. But I only bought this expensive Samsung for the sake of YouTube. That's the only reason I purchased this phone. Naive, where you been? You can only go live on your mobile device, Naive, if you have at least 1,000 subscribers. And the only reason I found out was because it was Thursday. I was trying to go live with my monthly plan with me. And I was like, man, because what made me think about it was like, man, I had just missed Bev and I just missed Kate's lives that day. And I was like, man, I missed their lives and I was going to go live today too. Literally hours after they had went live, I tried it and it told me I couldn't do it. And I was like, something's tripping, something's going on. Then my brother was like, did somebody hack you? And I was like, I don't think so, And so I checked with Bev. I DM'd Bev on Instagram and she was like, I just went live. And I was like, yeah, I know. But yeah, they did that to us. So I don't know. There was no explanation. I haven't seen an explanation for that decision. But yeah, it's kind of horrible. Yeah, I was like I said, I found out because I tried to go live, and it was about an hour or after I tried to go live that I actually saw the notification come up on the YouTube studio thing. So I was just like, okay, so now what am I supposed to do? Start digging around and trying to see how I was going to handle this. I pulled out my webcam. Let me show y'all this webcam. It is so old. This thing, do webcams even look like this anymore? Like, it is so old, but it actually still works. I mean, it's not the best, but I have it in the event that, God forbid, I need it for anything. But then I tried, using this on the desktop, which works fine on the desktop. But like if I wanted to do a live planning or live cooking, like Indy was talking about in her live earlier, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that because I'm using my tablet right now, and I don't think the mount that I have is not going to hold my tablet. And I was on Kate's live yesterday. She was telling me about a mount that her husband has. So I might have to go look into that. That's the only way I'll be able to do like a live plan with me or any other live other than me sitting here at the table. Yes, they're doing too much. They're doing too much. Yeah, so I was just, I don't know. Somebody popped in on Indy's live earlier and said that you can still go live on your phone. I don't know who this person was. I don't know if they were a troll. I don't know, but they didn't elaborate. So I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I I just know that there was enough interference. It seemed like every week. And y'all probably didn't know these things because there was a lot of things kind of happening behind the scenes a lot of the times, or just Satan trying to do his dirty work, just trying to interfere with me doing this Tuesday Talks. This was an idea that God gave to me. And when I started it, what was that, in December? I don't even know. I know that some people were doing like weekly things or whatever, but I didn't know that many people that were, and nobody was doing anything on Tuesday night. And that was a night that I thought of in the first place. So I was like, perfect. So just glad to be here with you guys right now. Hey, Trisha. So yeah, that was the main reason I put my title of this episode as doing the most. Second reason I did that was, I don't know if you guys saw Stephanie Fleming's live. Did y'all see her live about them selling a part of the company? Did anybody catch that? All right, Niley. But did anybody catch that live? So she said that they sold a part of the company to help because they're growing so fast and all of this. And I watched it very carefully and I paid attention to what people were asking and to what she was answering. And there was a lot of questions about the Joann inventory, and she kind of skipped over those. And I know at first she was saying she didn't really have her glasses and she couldn't really see, blah, blah, blah. But then eventually she said she really didn't know. And she was asking, I think it's Kayla is one of the other girls over. So pretty much she didn't have an answer for what was going on with Joann's inventory, although they've been posting their little posts that they're finding all of this inventory and Joann's and Michael's and all this. So and my brother has been saying this, that something was about to go down with Happy Planner. Do you think Joann is part of the company they sold to? They named the company. I don't remember the name of it, but they did name it, and they said it's on their blog as a public announcement. I haven't gone over to the blog to read everything, but she didn't say like how much percent of the company. I think she said they still have like the majority share. Yeah, it started with an M. I think she said it still had a majority. They still have a majority share, but they're growing so fast and they needed help with the growth, and that this would help them with, demand. Hey, Karen, which was something that I found interesting because when this last release came out, she was so adamant that the supply and the demand was going to be there, that the supply was going to meet the demand. But then one thing I found that was interesting, and I watched it to the end just to make sure. Several people asked, was there going to be like a change in pricing? And I don't recall that question ever being addressed. I'm trying to figure out why too much of their product goes to Joann and Joann gets exclusive. I don't get it. Like, I can see them sending stuff to like Michael's and Hobby Lobby, because in my opinion, those are more craft stores, right? Especially Michael's. And I guess, planning goes under crafting or what have you. But what I don't understand is Joann's, when they're mainly a fabric store. So that, I don't understand that one either. I thought I heard it was to help with resourcing. Yeah, so I'm curious to see what's in the plan, because she kept talking about the creativity. The creativity is kind of there. They just need to be honest that everything that they put out there isn't a new creation when they say on the back of their covers, create a happy life. Stephanie keeps saying it's up to the company's buyers on what is sold at the stores. Okay, if that's what the case is, then they need to stop saying that these items are going to be available. They need to say, these items will be available at some of your Joann stores. These items will be available at some of your Hobby Lobby stores, some of your Michael stores. They need to watch how they advertise it, I guess. Because to say it's going to be at Joann's and every Joann's not going to get it. And see, like I said last week, there was a Joann's employee that said on their post, why are y'all telling people the stuff is in when y'all know y'all are not getting it, a lot of this stuff to us until April? And that post they did like a couple of weeks ago. So I don't know. I think they've gotten a lot of complaints lately. And I thought that whole live and her telling everyone that they sold part of the company was kind of right on time with what people are feeling and or whatever right now. I'm adamant that I'm only buying from Michael's. You know, I feel that Michael's was the best carrier of their product. Michael's kept plenty of inventory. Sometimes you would go to Michael's and things would be out, but there was always something there from Happy Planner pretty much when you would go. But the fact that they didn't get any of the new sticker books, that was problem number one. That was red flag number one, that none of the Michaels got the new sticker books. And that just lets you know how bad you were going to be fighting to find some of these things. Don't say nothing bad about YouTube, y'all, or they will kick you out. I just had to switch devices. Wow, hot mess. Michael's and Hobby Lobby is where I get my Happy Planner stuff. Michael's will eventually get some of the new stuff. Not all, I know, but at least some. Okay. Hey, Takoya. How are you? But yeah, I mean, I think I'm not trying to, I don't want to talk bad about Happy Planner. And I don't feel like I'm talking bad. I feel like I'm just speaking truth. A lot of times people take my speaking of truth as something negative. I'm just speaking truth. So I just think that they just need to be a little bit more conscious of how they give out their information about their products, about their release dates, about the availability and things of that nature. But that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I mean, even without people having to find it in places where there's usually an abundance, think about the people that already have trouble finding the stuff. You know what I mean? So I've been shopping at Michael's and Hobby Lobby. I will switch devices before I stop speaking my mind, girl. For real. For real. So yeah, I'm interested to see where things are going to go now with their company. And I'm really interested to see what's going to happen with pricing, since that question, I do not recall it being addressed. And I know it was asked more than once in the live. No, I'm on my Microsoft Surface, but the only way I could use my webcam for YouTube on my Microsoft Surface was to use Chrome. And I really don't like using Chrome, but I had no choice. That was the only way it was going to work. I had to download Chrome and use Chrome instead of Microsoft Edge. So that's what I'm using. There's 2 Hobby Lobbies in my area and at least 5 Michaels. Yeah, I think in San Antonio we have 4 Hobby Lobbies. I know we only have 3 Joann's. And Michael's, we might have about around, I'm going to say around 6. It might be a little more than that, but I'm just going to say like around 6 because I'm not sure. But there's not a Hobby Lobby near me at all in my area. What? There's there's not a Hobby Lobby near me. Joann's is not too far from me, and there's a Michael's not too far from me. They said, "Hey, brother." um, yeah, you do need to just get on here. Yeah, just come say hi to the people. Just wave. You got a fresh haircut, just come wave and say hi. Come on. Scaredy cat. They said you can't hide. They gonna find you, and I'm not gonna be able to save you. I'm sorry. So, come. They can't see you right there. Come, just say hello. You are something else. You are something else. They're not gonna. What you doing? Can they do to you from behind the camera? He gonna tell me keep doing what you doing. Silly rabbit. Anyway, so yes. So is Happy Planner doing the most by selling part of their business? We have yet to see. We shall soon see. I hope it's a good business move for them. And if they really are growing too fast and they really can't handle the demand, and this is what's going to help them with that, then so be it. I'm hoping their prices don't inflate from it, and that they can bring us more creative stuff and kind of, make up for the way people are feeling about things right now. We'll see. The other reason I put doing the most, I don't know how many of you guys got Facebook, because I saw a video today and it disturbed me. Okay, I'm just gonna put this out there. I feel like my people, my Black African American people, I feel like sometimes we're just doing the most. We are just doing the most. I bought my last Happy Planner that I have enough to last me about 5 more years. I'm starting to think about, just like we talked about last time, printing my own stuff. I think I'm going to weigh out the cost of printing it and paying for ink, as opposed to actually going out and spending time and gas looking for stuff and spending money purchasing stuff. So yeah, I'm going to look into making stickers. We talked about this too last week. I might need to go ahead and invest in a Cricut or Silhouette. I think it was Kim that was saying to download the software first and see which one works best. Yes, and it was you telling me about a planner last week too, wasn't it, Kim? I think it was you. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm gonna start looking in other avenues. I have this little traveler's notebook that I got from Michael's. Like, I think it's either a standard or an A5. I can't remember. I measured it. It's one or the other, and it has the other inserts in it. So it's either a standard with some A5 inserts, or it's an A5 with some standard inserts, because I measured both, but I just can't remember which was which. So I'm gonna go ahead and look into maybe using that for something. For what, I don't know. And just making my own stickers, and I've been creating inserts for my A5 ring, and I love it. Awesome. I was talking with Kate last night, and I told her how I used to be, pretty crafty sometimes in the past, and I haven't, really done that a lot because I'm always busy doing something. Teaching takes a lot out of you being able to do a lot of other things. So I'm going to start looking into doing some of that stuff, y'all. And you ended up getting the Silhouette. Okay. So how do you like it, Kim? Did you figure out how to work it? Because I know some people were struggling with how to work it. I don't know if Bev has mastered that yet. I know she was struggling with it too. I can now say I have officially used them both. And I don't know the pricing on a silhouette. I know I checked and looked at some videos on the Cricut Maker versus the Cricut Air. And the main difference between those were, the types of blades and the types of materials that you can cut and things like that. Is not user-friendly at all, but has more flexibility. I have the Cricut Maker and the Silhouette Portrait too. Which one do you like better, Takoya? Look at Walmart for Silhouette. Really, Walmart? Oh, okay. Y'all know I'm always writing something down. So Walmart for the Silhouette. Okay. I want to start getting creative. I was talking to Kate on her live last night. And I was telling her, because right now I don't know what I'm going to do for summer work. I don't know. And I really only have a few weeks to figure it out, y'all. I have a few weeks to figure out what I'm going to do for summer work. And if possible, I would like to just work for myself for the summer and be bringing in enough income. But the only thing I thought is that I need to be selling something. And so that's why I was like, you know what, maybe I just need to start crafting. And, I kind of got motivated by Christy, and who else just opened a shop? Somebody else. Christy and, oh God, who was the other person? Like literally just a day or two ago. Somebody was saying they had just opened a shop. Was it you, Rasmia? Yes, it was Rasmia. That's right. So yeah, so Trish has an Etsy, Bev has an Etsy, Kate's on Shopify. Empress, do you have a store too? Rasmia, what site is your store on? Yes, I did. And I haven't done a Happy Mail video yet, but I did. Thank you. And I still just need to download my my grocery stickers. I had to get that clip because I love butterflies and I love purple. So when I saw it, and I think it was the only one you had left, so I had to get it. So y'all, I just got some revelations. I'm allergic to mac and cheese. Oh God, that's not fun. So you're on Etsy too, Rasmia? Okay, cool. So Rasmia is also on Etsy. I'm writing this stuff down, y'all. I'm writing this stuff down. Hey, Indy. Everybody has a shop now. That's kind of irritating. Yeah, Indy, when I tried it out earlier, I didn't know what I was going to get. Because when I just pull it up as webcam, it's not as nice a quality as it is right now for the live. So I was happy when I tested it out as a private live earlier, just to make sure everything was going to go good. But thank you. Yeah, Empress, a lot of people do. But let me tell you this. I must say that I was very pleased with the service I got from Trisha. Like, very pleased. And if I'm not mistaken, like I think I got wait, who else was it? So it was Trisha, Bev, and Mimi from Jane's Diary. I got orders from, wait, did the sound go out? Can y'all hear me? Okay. It's probably Spectrum. But yeah, those three people. So yeah, I was very pleased. I have not been pleased with everything everybody's service, but then again, I trust support, but I'm really only gonna buy something that I know I'm gonna like. I'm just being honest. I'm not gonna just buy something for the sake of supporting. I need to buy something that I'm actually going to like. It was making a funky noise. Hmm. Hmm. Bye, Satan. Boy, bye. All right. But yeah, so I I was telling Kate when I was talking to her last night that because I have a blog already, I'm hoping that if and when I decide to do some kind of store, we'll just say store, that I can just use my blog website and just add in the capability on there since I pay for this site every month. I'm not utilizing my blog the way I should. Instead of me like getting on Etsy or something else, since I already have that site for use. I believe 90% of the people I follow have a shop, and that's all I see in my feed now. I have a jewelry and charm business, and it's been 11 years now, but I don't promote much on my planner page. Oh, okay. Whoever is that squeaking, tell little brother to be quiet. We have to get him on this live. We're gonna see what we can do. But yeah, so Empress, I would like to see what you got, girl. Do you make like charms for like are your charms for jewelry pieces, or you make charms for like attaching them to other things and stuff? See, the only other thing that I thought about doing, and I thought about doing it more so for my personal usage more than anything, was and I think I talked to y'all about this too before, is going back into Mary Kay, because I started thinking the other day I need some more product, and then I thought, is it more cost effective for me to just be a consultant again as opposed to paying regular price for the stuff? So that's something I'm considering. But if I decide to do that again, it will not be where I'm going and holding parties. If somebody wants to order something, they can go on the Mary Kay site, my Mary Kay site, and order it from there. So that's something I'm considering, but I'm not going to do the whole going to the meetings, and I don't have the time for all of that. Like, I don't. And I was really, really good at it before. I just don't have the time for all of that. But Mary Kay is more like an umbrella company. You have to be very careful, Nyleave, with who you get as a director in Mary Kay. I learned that. The first director I had, I felt like she was trying to push people and force people to do things to help her move forward quicker. But the last director that I had was not like that. Who is cooking in the background, Tamika? Little brother is cooking. I don't know what he's cooking. He's cooking rice, he said. He could have told y'all that himself, but he's cooking rice. You heard the stove? I'm like, my phone and my tablet pick up like every noise imaginable. I'm telling you, little brother needs to pop over. Indy said, bring her some food, please. I know what he's cooking with the rice. I don't know. Oh, it's just the beans and rice night for him today. And mixed greens, he said. Beans and rice and mixed greens. You know, that's what he's having for dinner. I'll be eating a frozen meal myself. They said, turn the camera on. I might have to put him in therapy tomorrow if I do that. Look. You got a sneak peek. Did y'all catch that? That was like a Sasquatch sighting. Oh, Indy missed it. Naive said we need the whole body. Indy said again. Oh, y'all are funny. Let me see. Oh, you missed it too, Trisha. You weren't supposed to read that out loud. Oh, yeah, that's right. See, look, you can see part of the head. You see the head? Look. I don't know. I don't know why he's acting shy. Where is he? I know he sees us. Just say hi to the people. Come on. Just real quick. Just say hello. And maybe they'll leave you alone and stop asking for you. If you just Come say hi to the people. Come say hi. Come on. They can't do anything to you behind the camera. Just say hello. What is your problem? They're not gonna bite you. Leave that man alone, Kim said. Okay, we're gonna leave him alone for the moment. Yeah, so what were we talking about? Yeah, we'll keep you on Mr. Health and Life Coach Fitness. No, that's not that brother. That the Health and Life Coach brother is the older crazy one who he was pretty tame during my live because he is a wild one. Really? Why was he back at the store? He was already at the store. That's weird. Okay. But anyways, so just say hello. They're not going to bite. I'm going to turn the camera. Like, you're showing your arm. Just tell the people hi. An arm is grossly insufficient. Oh, Rasmia said, you're teasing. You're teasing. Just say hello. It's not going to kill you. Here. Do I need to move? Will that make you feel better? There. Say hello to the people. You might not want to sit in that chair. Say hi. They can see you. They all say hello. Y'all, I don't know why he be acting shy. Oh, he left the building. Elvis has left the building, people. Too funny. One day I'm trying to get him on here to talk about some stuff with us. He's always got all these things he likes to talk about, but he won't go live with me. Oh. All right, Indy, we'll see ya. Oh goodness. Yeah, so something I saw, and he is cute as see. They'll give him a cookie. And I have y'all, why did I go to the store hungry today? Let me tell y'all what I bought. I literally bought some Pillsbury marshmallow cookies. So somebody tell me, what is even a marshmallow cookie? I don't know, but I bought them. I'm going to cook them later. No. Well, I bought these today from our local HEB store. It's called the Cowboy Cookie. And it's got pecans, oats, and chocolate. Now, let me tell you, y'all know I'm a pastry connoisseur, right? The oats to chocolate chip ratio is off. Too much oat, not enough chocolate chip. So I was like, I'll just give those to Daddy. And then my older brother, he was like, really? Give the cookies to the man with the diabetes. My daddy's like Mikey from the old Life cereal commercials. He will eat it. So yeah, whatever we don't like, we give to Daddy. That's how we do that. But yeah, if it has milk in it, I can't have it. Yeah, those probably have egg, if nothing else, I'm sure. They weren't good. We've made similar cookies homemade, and they're way better than that. But yeah, so doing the most. Let me tell you what I saw on Facebook today. So there was a video. There's this church, this predominantly Black church. And the first thing that you see is the people in the pews, and they're up on their feet. And they're kind of dancing, but you can't. And I don't really always watch videos with the volume on Facebook, and I didn't have the volume on. So at first I was like, okay, they're just probably getting very much into one of the worship songs, right? And then the camera spanned to the pulpit, and they were doing the Harlem Shuffle on the pulpit. There was like about 10 people up there, and then people were running from the pews going up there. And they were doing the Harlem Shuffle in the church. Ooh, I'm glad I didn't press the volume, because I can only imagine what song they were listening to at the time. Yeah, Nylee, I love the Harlem Shuffle, but I don't want to see it at church. And I just sat there and I said, why are we always doing the most? Why are Black people always doing the most? Y'all know it's true. We're always doing the most. Why are we in the church doing the Harlem Shuffle? Now, it wasn't the Flying Pastor, Razmia, but I saw that one. Supposedly there was a message to the madness of him doing that. I don't know. But I still thought that was doing the most too, because I'm one of those people, right? Y'all, I've told y'all this. I think logically. So when I saw the Flying Pastor, the logical side of me said, so what would have happened if that, whatever he was on, snapped and he just fell into the pews on the people? That's where my brain goes immediately with this kind of stuff. And I was like, somebody could have got hurt. He could have fell and got hurt. They could have ripped something out of the ceiling. But supposedly there was a message to his madness there. I don't know. But sometimes people just do the most. I don't understand it. Some things we just shouldn't do. And I don't know. What was it? Something else that I saw today. Yeah, that's too much. That is too much. There was another video that I saw where a lady was singing Deborah Cox's song, Nobody's Supposed to Be Here. And she was singing that in church. And I don't know how many of you know that song. That's not a church song. And the people were just going crazy about it. And I was just like, this is church doing the most. Doing the most. Another time, and this was some years back, I saw on one of, what is that channel? I think is it TBN? Is it TBN, that religious channel that comes on? I think it's TBN. I don't know. I could be wrong. It's one of those religious cable channels that come on. And like I said, this was years ago. There was a man that had taken R. Kelly's Bump and Grind song and tried to transform it into a Christian song. So I was just like, wow. Like, wow. All right, Naleeb, I will see you. But yeah, that's doing the most. That's doing the most. Saw this couple walk into the store today, and my older brother with his silly self was like, oh, are they the Kardashians? Because they walk in and these like designer sunglasses and all the stuff. And it wasn't that they had on the sunglasses, it's the fact that they didn't even bother to take them off once they got inside the store. And then the woman had on like these thin, like workout pants, and they were thin to the, where people stretch something and it's a high glossy sheen, and you could see all of her thong and her bottom, all of it. You could see everything. Yeah, doing the most. But you couldn't tell her she wasn't cute. You know what I mean? So it's just like, whatever, girl. Whatever. Yeah. So yeah, that's one reason sometimes I feel like staying off of Facebook, because I get on there and I always see all these crazy videos on there. And I'm just like, is this for real? The one I saw yesterday, or was that earlier today? I think that was yesterday. Saw one yesterday where a lady was using Nair, the hair removal cream. She was using Nair as a relaxer on her hair. So she put the Nair all on her head and she was combing it through and all of that. And I was just like, she does know that removes hair from the body. Now, it didn't appear to be removing anything from her head at the moment. I don't know how long she had it sitting on there before or when she started doing the video. That I'm not sure. But I was like, what is she doing? Are you doing this just for your little 15 minutes of fame on Facebook? Because even if it's not pulling out your hair, you're still putting those chemicals on your head, and they're not made for that part of your body. Like, they're just not. Yeah, I thought it was stupid. Either whether she was doing it to be funny or she was just doing it to do it. I just thought it was so stupid. So yeah, doing the most. And I tell you, a lot of this stuff, I see it on Facebook. That's normally where I see all this crazy stuff. About a year ago, there was another video with a girl who she would, I don't know, this is probably going to sound gross. She would follow her dog around and hold out like a cup or something when he would urinate, and she would drink it. She literally filmed herself drinking it. Who wants to do that? Let alone drink it from an animal. Like, who does that? Who does that? Like, I don't know. It's crazy, right? Now, this Another video I saw yesterday wasn't necessarily somebody doing the most, but this video disturbed me because I felt so bad for this person and it just looked so painful. I don't know if you guys have seen the recent video of that gymnast that broke her legs. Have you guys seen that? It reminded me of when you would bend your Barbie doll's legs. Oh. And then like the video that I watched, they did it in slow motion. Oh. So the volume is tripping again. Yeah, it must be my spectrum because is it like low? Do you think I need to turn it up or it's just cutting in and out or something like that? It goes in and out. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, that was man. When I first saw it, I thought it was like fake. You know how people doctor up stuff. Um, so I went back and I played it again. Oh, like when you just almost can feel somebody's pain, like a CB radio. Really, that is weird. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to figure out how to fix that. And is it like excruciating noise for y'all? But yeah, I was in pain just looking at her legs break like that. And then they said she retired from gymnastics altogether. And she's like one of the star people, I think, like for her school or whatever. Like, can you imagine like if gymnastics is your life and now you can't even do that anymore? So I just felt so bad for her. So, and guys, if you haven't seen it, I don't know. It's kind of graphic. So I don't know if you haven't seen it, I don't know if you really want to go look it up. But it's my heart just went out to her. It just really, really went out to her because I was like, that has got to, maybe because my phone is near my tablet. I don't know if that could be interference, but let me just move it away. I don't know. I don't know if that's really affecting anything or not, but yeah. Excuse me. She's a senior and they were in the final 16. I think wow, that's horrible. Oh, poor thing. And that was like right when she started her routine pretty much. And I don't know, like I don't know if she just came down on that mat the wrong way and it was just painful to watch. And this is something that kind of disturbed me. I felt like the one guy that went up to her, like I didn't feel like he was going up to her with enough urgency. Maybe he didn't think she was really that hurt or something. I don't know, but I was like, dude, run. Like, people, run. She just broke her legs. Like, she probably didn't get enough height in her flips. Something. Oh. I mean, I commend those gymnasts. I can't even do all those things. I can't even do a cartwheel. So kudos to them for having that kind of athletic ability anyways, because that's just something that I can't do. I would never be able to do anything like that, especially not at this age. The commentator said she twisted her ankle. But did you see the way that her legs bent back though? They said the video I said she broke her legs. And that's what it looked like. Like, Like I said, all I could think about when I watched it was how my Barbie doll's legs used to break like that. Yeah, it's that and figure skating are probably like the only sports that I can sit and like watch for a long time. I can't really watch anything else. Like I'm gonna get bored with I don't do football. I don't really watch basketball, definitely not baseball or soccer or golf. I just Only other thing I do like to watch other than gymnastics and figure skating is I used to like to watch the billiard tournaments. I'm fascinated with people that can play pool really well. It fascinates me. That was his first reaction, but it was clear it wasn't her ankle. Oh, yeah, it was horrible. It was really, really bad. Really, really bad. So, apparently there is a new challenge out there. Again, people doing the most. And then the bad thing is this is going on with children. So my brother was telling me about this yesterday that kids are now doing the bubble gum challenge where they take a gum ball, they throw it up and they try to catch it in their mouth. And one kid almost choked to death already trying to do that. Um, I'm sure they've seen people almost choke doing that with popcorn and candy, but you're going to try it with a gumball? Like, that's insane. So, yeah, if you got small children or grandchildren out there, tell them don't try it. I mean, kids are doing any and everything now to be cool and be accepted and be considered funny and all this stuff. No, I mean, even yesterday, I was in the post office and there's a little kid running around and he has a lollipop in his mouth. And I'm thinking it, but I'm not saying it. And finally, the lady that worked there at the post office said it because I was just like, I feel like I shouldn't have to tell people stuff about their kids that they should know already. So finally, the lady there that worked at the post office was like, honey, be careful because I don't want you to fall, especially with that sucker in your mouth. And then his mom, grandma, I'm not sure which she was. And she's finally like, yeah, be careful. Like, now you're going to tell him to be careful? He looked like he was about 3 years old. And he kept running and playing with that lollipop in his mouth. And that was the first thing I thought is, oh God, if this kid falls, this thing could lodge in his throat. I don't do well under pressure. I'm going to sit here and freak out, even though I've been trained to give a CPR and all this stuff. I'm going to freak out. And I just don't want to have to witness anything like that, you know? Yeah, teenagers. Yeah, teenagers have no common sense these days. I don't know what's wrong with them. I don't know. I don't know why they do these crazy challenges. Like there was another one they had been doing recently, the hot water challenge in places where the weather was really, really cold, where they were taking like buckets of hot water and tossing them up in the air, trying to see if it was going to freeze in the air. And people were getting burned. Like, what did they think was really going to happen? Like, I don't know. I don't know people's thought process with things sometimes, but apparently they're not thinking about it because they're doing it in the first place. So, um, and they've had challenge after challenge after challenge, and they just keep coming up with more challenges that they keep trying. You know, they had the Tide Pods one, like they were eating the Tide Pods. Like, who does that? You're doing the most. You're doing the most. Stop it. Just stop it. Why don't you? It doesn't make any sense. It just doesn't. Um, yeah, and then speaking of, because I've seen, like I said, I see a lot of videos, and there was a lot of them are unfortunately videos of people in church doing the most. Um, I don't know if y'all have seen the one with the grandma that doing like her praise dance, and she bust out with a split at the end. like at the end of the video. And so I looked at the comments and everybody was like praising her, praising her, praising her. Oh, and I hope I can move like that when I'm her age and blah blah blah. And so there were so many like comments, kind of condoning what she had done. And my thing is, I don't care that grandma can do a split at 70, 80, whatever. Is it appropriate for her to be doing it at church? That's what my concern was. And I'm just like, you're doing the most. Come on, Granny. Like, she could have hurt herself. I don't care. She can do the split. She still could have hurt herself. Like, as my mama tells me nowadays, you're not no spring chicken anymore. So, but yeah, grandma doing her little praise, what she called her praise dancing, and she went to the split right there at church. And I was just like, okay, she's doing the most. Doing the most. I don't know. I don't know. Do you guys know any people that you feel that are, like they're always doing the most? I know we all know at least one person like that. Like, I better not say because somebody might be watching and they'll know who I'm talking about. So I'm just not gonna say that one. Yeah, coworker. Sometimes it's just like, get yourself. Get yourself. Yes. Have several seats. You know who's been doing the most lately? I'm not sure if you guys watch the Housewives of Atlanta, but Nene Leakes, girl, you're doing the most. You're doing the most with this petty friendship stuff that you've been doing and trying to make everything about you. Yes, we understand your husband is going through his cancer battle and you're having to go through it with him, but to go and sit at somebody else's wedding and start making it about you at their wedding, and to be mad at a friend who has a friend that you don't like. And I mean, it's just ridiculous. A few people, Kate. Yeah, I do too. I do too. And it's, I can't, like I said, I can't say what I was going to say because I know some people will know exactly who I'm talking about. Some of my family members will know exactly who I'm talking about if I bring it up. If I bring it up. But yeah, and you know what I think is I think some people believe that it's kind of cute these days to do the most. It's not cute. A lot of it is you just needing attention, and as Resmia said, take a seat. Take a seat. Assieds-toi. Sit down, please. Just have a seat, please. Several seats. I don't know. I don't know why people feel the need to do that. I went to get lunch today, and this lady was doing the most. We have a chain of restaurants here in San Antonio and in a few other cities here in Texas called Bill Miller's Barbecue. It's a real kind of big thing here in Texas, like Whataburger. And so we were there today getting some food, and there was a lady in line in front of us. And they give her total, whatever, and she's about to put her card in the little chip reader thing. She goes, hopefully I got enough or I'm going to be standing here hungry. And then my older brother, being the clown that he is, he's like, hey, ma'am, if you don't have enough, my sister will pay for your food. And I'm just like, seriously, dude? So she goes, yeah, I see, because she got that big old purse. My mom used to call those the welfare purse. You got all kinds of money in there. And I'm just looking at her, and my first reaction was to just kind of say something rude to her. But I was just like, nah, let it go. Because for one, she was an older lady, and my mother taught me to respect my elders. And so I just laughed it off. I just started laughing. And then she was saying that the people were taking too long. And so she starts being rude while she's waiting for her order. And she's telling the workers, where's your boss? Because he needs to turn the air condition on in here. And I guess they were not responding the way she wanted them to. And there was a couple of young Hispanic kids that were working in there. And she was like, because they don't know, I'll build a wall for them. I'll build a wall for them. Me and my brother looked at each other like, is she serious right now? Did she seriously just say she would build a wall for them? And so they bring her order, and I'm thinking she like had ordered all this stuff, and that's why she was worried about whether or not it was going to be enough money. She literally had ordered a drink and a small fry. She couldn't even wait till she got back in the car because we were on the takeout side where you order your stuff to go. We were on that side of the restaurant, and then they have the dine-in section. So they give her fries and her drink, and she starts eating it right there at the register. And I was just like, is she really eating her food right? Like, you're not that hungry that you couldn't walk out the door, get in your car, and then start eating the food. And so as she was leaving, she's like, all right, you go bye with your welfare purse. And I told my brother, what does that even mean? Welfare purse. And I was like, little does she know, I don't have a welfare purse. And I don't have a whole bunch of money in my welfare purse, like she insinuated, you know. And I don't know, she was just so rude. And my brother was like, yeah, because you were going to have to pay for her food. I said, I would have never paid for her food because she was being rude to those people. I would have never paid for her food. The fact that she told those young boys, and they probably were high schoolers just working, a little fast food job. The fact that she told them she was going to build them a wall, I don't think she realized how ignorant she was. Yeah, lady, you're doing the most because number one, you didn't have to tell me I had a welfare purse. Number two, you didn't have to be rude to those kids. And three, you could have waited till you got to the car to start eating your food. Like, she literally stood right there at the register and started eating. Exactly. They're fixing your food. And she just kept, while she was waiting for fries, she kept hollering about, it's hot in here, it's hot in here. But you stood there to eat, so it wasn't too hot. Because if you could have went in your car where you maybe had air conditioning in your car and you could have sat in your car and ate. It was just, it just didn't make sense to me. And we had a similar encounter like that last week. This lady was in the store and she was buying a bunch of wine. Like, I can't even tell you how many bottles of wine this woman had in her basket. And she was going off at the cashier because they didn't have boxes that she could put the wine in. So she was going off, and they brought like one of the managers over, and then the security guy was over there. She was in the register right next to where I was checking out. And I look at my cashier and I was like, oh God, why? Why do people always have to do the most? Why? I said, it's not that serious that y'all don't have a box for her to put that in. They were double bagging the stuff for her. They were putting it in paper bags for her so that it just wasn't in the plastic bags. So she starts to like walk away because she's so busy running her mouth and being rude and still having a fit, ranting and raving. And the cashier's like, well, are you going to pay for it, ma'am? You so busy acting like an idiot, you forgot you still haven't paid for all this wine. So she had to back up and go back to the register and pay. I'm saying to myself, how embarrassed are you right now? How embarrassed. Maybe you don't need that wine. I'm hoping that wine is not for you because maybe you've already had enough for the day the way you're acting with this cashier right now. All because they didn't have a box. I could see if they didn't have the wine and you needed all these bottles and they didn't have it and you're mad because it's just not that serious. I just think sometimes people just take things a little bit too far and they're just doing the most. Doing the most. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about today. So, Razmia, I'm definitely going to have to go check out your shop. I want to say thanks again to Trisha and Bev for the orders I got for them. I also need to go check out Kate's shop. Kate, I know you said you don't do inserts, but I think you make dashboards, correct, Kate? You're making dashboards. And do you make them for TNs? TNs as well? That way I can start looking into using that TN that I have. And I'm going to try to use that instead of purchasing something else. I have pen pouches and enamel pens. Cool. Of course, because your name is Plans and Pens. Pen pouches and pens. I need to add 3 or 4 more pens. Okay. Cool. You make A5 dashboards. Okay. So I'm going to re-measure my TN. Yeah, so we'll see what it does. A5 calendar inserts. Okay. Kate has A5 calendar inserts. Alrighty. Okie doke. Yeah, I got me some planner clips from Bev, and I got a planner clip and a digital download from Trisha. And what else did I get? Oh, and I gotten the budget kit from Jane's Diary. Now, I must say, if anyone's looking for a budget sticker kit, hers are really good. And I know a lot of people are like using Erin Condren or like journaling pages and things like that to do budgeting. She's very quick. I have to commend her on that. She was very quick in shipping everything. And her kits are beautiful, but I feel that the way that I'm doing my budgeting, I feel that I'm not able to utilize her kit as well as somebody else might be able to utilize it, because a lot of the stuff doesn't like really relate to the type of budgeting that I'm doing. So I'm not sure if I'm going to purchase another one. But she does really make some pretty sticker kits. That's what I like about them. But I think I'm going to look into making some budget stickers. Mimi from Jane's Diary. Yeah. But I think I'm going to look into making budget stickers for myself because I know what my need is for them. And we'll see how they turn out. And, you know, maybe I could sell them to others. But I did kind of post my first item. I'm going to be doing those Easter egg clips. I don't have any right now. They're in the back room. But if anybody wants to order them, I did post them on Instagram. Just DM me on that. Yeah, Kim, her kits are really nice. Yeah, they're really, really nice. But it's just, I feel like there's about half of the kit that I'm never going to really use because she has like sinking funds on there, which I don't do sinking funds because I don't have a lot of debt. I have my student loan and I have my car payment. So there's really, in my opinion, no need for me to do sinking funds. I don't have a lot of debt like that, like other people. It's just that my student loan debt plus my car loan are kind of just enormous. That's the thing. They're both enormous amounts. And the reason my car loan is so high is because how my student loans have affected my credit. So, and I don't know if you guys saw the video I did where I was doing my first cash envelope stuffing. And I said in the video how I did not want to include my student loans in the budgeting that I'm doing and how it's traumatic for me. And I felt like I needed to give some clarification on that. So, why would my student loans be traumatic for me? And it's not just because I have that debt, and it's not just because of the amount of the debt. It's because of the reasoning, I think, behind the student loan debt. So, the reason I went to college in the first place was because I wanted to teach, right? I wanted to teach. So I went to school so that I could teach. And teaching hasn't been the most pleasant experience. And especially when I look at the first 6 years of it, and I think about all that I went through those first 6 years, and then I compare that to the debt. And I can't help but think, I got in all this debt for what? For what? You know what I mean? And I think that is why the student loan debt is traumatic for me, because it's a lot of debt, and because what I went through after accumulating the debt. Yeah, it's just always going to be a sore spot for me. I actually got, I'll never forget, I got in trouble, and I think I told you guys about this. I kind of got reprimanded by an assistant principal once because I had this kid acting a fool in my class and just being real disrespectful and whatever. And I told her, I said, when your mama starts to pay my student loan debt, then you can come to my class and act however you want to. Yes, I said that to the child. And I was told, you can't say that to the students. But I did. So yeah, that is why the student loan debt is traumatic for me. I don't even like to think about it at all. And somehow it came back on me a couple of years back, not last school year, but the school year before. And there was one loan I got for one semester that I thought was already paid off. Literally, I thought when I did I did some kind of like loan for forgiveness thing, and I thought that that debt had been paid off. Apparently, it wasn't. I even forgot about it because it was like for that one semester. That was the only semester I did at this one campus. So that came back to haunt me. And they had garnished my wages, y'all. Like, they were taking over $400 a month out of my paycheck. And then I paid, I met my requirements for the deal that I made with that loan company. And I think you guys know how they like to sell their stuff to another company. So that company went out of business right as they were supposed to take my last payment, right? Sold to another company. And that company said I didn't honor the agreement I had with the other company. So then they had to tack on all this extra, and they started garnishing my wages again. Y'all, when I tell you, I am so over the student loan crap already. I'm over it. Like, and I said, why? For what? Teaching hasn't even been that pleasant. Seriously? Seriously. And you're taking my money out of my check that I barely get anything as a teacher, anyways. Yeah. So when I even hear the word student loans, like it just kind of triggers something deep in my core. I've had nightmares. I've cried. I've had sleepless nights over this stuff, you know. I've been there with a charge off credit card that still haunts me. Yeah. And you know, I was told that whereas a bankruptcy will fall off of your credit report after 7 years, a student loan is not going to do that. It's not going to do that. And so people would be like, oh, you need to go back. You need to get your master's. No. What for? Why would I dare go back and get into more debt just for there to be a slight increase in my pay because I have a master's? Why? Just so I can say I have a master's? Because some people do that. Some people just want to keep going to school just so they can say I have a master's, I have a doctorate, oh, I have 2 bachelors or whatever. I'm not getting caught up in the school loan debt trap again. Not happening for me. It's not happening. So, yeah, that is why that will never be included in my budget. And like I said, that is pretty much the only debt that I have. I don't have credit cards. I have a Bales card. And what I do with the Bales card is every now and then, like every 2 to 3 months, I go make a purchase and I pay it off right away to help build up my credit. That's about it. That, and I have my car loan. My car loan, it comes directly out of my account, which is a good thing, but it can be a stressful thing, especially when I'm still right now unsure about summer work and a little unsure about work for next year. So leaving that all in God's hands because I know He will provide. But I did go ahead and get my car payment broken into 2 monthly payments instead of 1 because it was just too much. You know, I was like, I'm not making a whole lot of money at the co-op. It's just too much right now to have it come out all at once. And a lot of my bills are due at the beginning of the month, and then all of my smaller bills are like scattered throughout the month because like stuff like Hulu and the fees for my blog and things like that, they come out scattered throughout the month. But like car insurance, car payment, rent, those are the big ones. And they all happen at the beginning of the month. So I had my car payment broken up in 2 payments to help with that. No, right now, no, Resmia, because I'm not in a regular teaching position. And the homeschool co-op, they don't do summer. And it's not like I get paid through the co-op. The parents literally pay me individually for what I do at the co-op. And then the other school that I work for, I'm contracted with them right now. I'm not like a regular full-time employee. So there won't be no pay over the summer from them. So yeah, that's where I'm at. So when I worked as a teacher full-time, I always would have my check spread out so that I would get paid over the summer. But what happened, last summer, yes, this summer, the summer of 2018 was the last time they took money from my wages. And when they sold that company over, and it was right before I went to my vacation to Seattle and Canada. And when I realized they were taking money out of my summer pay. And it was just heartbreaking, to say the least. Heartbreaking. Yeah, but otherwise, Resmi, I would always get my check spread out over the 12 months. Now, there were some teachers, they would do that 9-month thing because they wanted a fatter paycheck, and then they were the ones scrounging to get summer school jobs. I did summer school once, and I said I would never do it again. But I don't know. I might have to eat those words because if I can find a good summer program right now for the summer, I would gladly work it. Hey, Jessica, how are you? Your son is in homebound school? Okay. Hey, Tara Gay, you're going back to school June the 3rd, and I leave. Does your area school districts do homeschooling to the public school system? I do that on the side. I'm not sure. I don't really like our local school districts here, though. I've worked for two of them, and it was a horrible experience. Um, but that's something I can definitely look at. The only thing, I've been looking into like doing online tutoring jobs, and the thing that I don't like about a lot of the companies that have the online tutoring, they don't offer pay nearly close to what I would charge my clients myself for private tutoring. And I'm sometimes reluctant to do it because I'm like, I could make like 2 times this amount. I mean, even with the homeschool co-op that I work at right now, I get paid way more per hour with a private client than I get paid, at the homeschool co-op. So I do have another little homeschool girl that I work with and the school that I'm contracted with, and that helps supplement that pay. But for a while, it was like kind of touch and go. I was just like, oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? You know, but God always steps in. The school district here is a joke, especially when it comes to disabled kids and special needs kids. Oh, that's not good. That is not good at all. I just I have some issues with the school system. um, I really, really do. One of the little girls that I privately tutor, she has her state testing coming up in a couple of weeks, probably like 3 weeks. And she was telling me the last time we met last week that there's a lot of that because we started going over some of the geometry aspects of her test, and she was saying they hadn't done any of that stuff yet. And because they've got one kid who has severe ADHD, and the teacher spends all of her time dealing with him. And I can understand that that child's going to need some help too, but they need to put some assistance in there for the teacher to help her because the other kids still need to get an education too. And if the teacher's literally up running around, because she said the kid runs around and she's always trying to get him to sit down and things like that. And I'm just like, yes, he needs to be attended to. He needs to get the proper education and everything, but so do the other kids. And it has to be a balance, and they have to be supporting that teacher so that she can make sure that all those kids are getting what they need. I had to put my son that is autistic, epileptic, and severe ADHD in homebound because the teachers didn't want to take the time to watch for the signs that he's going to see. Oh no, you have to be aware of that kind of stuff. Seizures are serious. They are very serious. I had an uncle who passed away when I was just a little bitty thing. I think I was maybe 2, and he passed away from a seizure in his sleep. And you have to be aware of the signs. And I worked with a teacher last year. She was epileptic, but she was able to know her triggers um, and know when a seizure was coming on. But I still felt like the administration wasn't supportive of her and her medical condition either. It was just sad because they were constantly writing her up for attendance. I mean, literally, when she got hired, it was like days after she got hired that she had a very bad car accident, and so she was out. You know, and I just felt like they weren't even supportive of her with her medical conditions and stuff. And schools just they need to get it together. The school systems need to really get it together. He has grown. Oh wow. Oh goodness. Poor baby. Oh. Now, if you were telling them this and giving them all the information that they needed, they should have been, like you said, watching for the signs and, hey, because it's serious and people can really injure themselves and things like that, when they have seizures. It's, oh, well, if home is what's best for him, then thank God for that. Thank God that you're able to do that and give him what he needs since they couldn't, you know. They just need to have all of their support in the right places. Um, and I don't feel like they always do that at all. Now I know that we had a student one time that had some severe issues that really, when we were at a private school, and the private school didn't have the capability to help the kid, but the parent didn't want him to go to public school. But eventually they went ahead and put him in a public school because the public school in that area was going to be a better fit for him. With his seizures, they can be mistaken for other things. Oh, goodness. Wow. That is so sad. So very sad. Goodness. But yeah, I want the schools to get it together. And I was talking with someone last week and we were saying how we were talking about some of the things that disturb us in the school system. And I said, I know some people, they can come to work and they can just still get by and not let things affect them. But even though I've been traumatized to an extent with teaching, I'm still very passionate about students and their education and their learning, that I can't really turn a blind eye to a lot of things. And it weighs on me, like it weighs on my spirit and it stresses me. I told them what they need to watch out for and how to deal with it. And they were basically like, well, you need to think of homeschool school. Yeah, they just apparently they didn't want to deal with it. That's apparently what it was. Because normally schools are reluctant to let parents withdraw kids and put them in homeschool. They usually want to keep them enrolled for various reasons. If it's a school that's getting like government funding, attendance is important and enrollment is important. So normally they would try to discourage a parent from doing the homeschool thing. So that says a lot right there. It says whole says a whole lot. I've heard of parents having challenges with schools trying to withdraw the kids for homeschooling. And I'm sure it's because some people have made it hard. There's always one or two that make it harder for the rest of us because there are some parents that will try to do homeschooling to avoid dealing with the legal ramifications of their child not being in school. I've seen that when I used to be an attendance clerk. But yeah, normally they try to discourage homeschooling and keep the kids enrolled. So if they're recommending it, yeah, just I know I worked with some teachers, where they would be like, "Oh, well, I'm almost about to retire. I'm just gonna do my time so I can get out." But you don't see that there's issues here? Like, you don't see that there's issues, but you kinda don't care because 'cause you're gonna be retiring soon. I don't know. And I'm all about right, and I'm passionate about the kids and their education, and that's what causes the stress for me in that teaching field. At any other school, the wheelchair is right in front of the door. The wheelchair of the school is about 50 feet down the sidewalk. What? That's insane. Wow. Wow. That's that's insane. They need to make that number one more accessible. If nothing, that's insane. I wonder if they're even in code with that. They may not even be in code with something like that. That's crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, so I don't know. So for next year, I'm gonna go back to the homeschool co-op that I'm at. I plan to return there. I'm trying to get in with at least one more co-op for next year, and hopefully hurry up and get my online tutoring website up. That is a plan that I have. And that way I can just be really, really working for myself, you know? Um, and then my ebook, I plan to finish that by Thursday, at least the writing portion. I will still need to do the graphics, and hopefully the graphics will get done by the end of this month. I have a few graphics because the ebook is on fractions. So, when you teach kids about fractions, you always use things like pies and pizzas and cake, things like that as visuals and graphics and things of that nature. So I just need to get my graphics done, and I'm not one to kind of halfway do things, and I'm a perfectionist. So with me, I know it. I know how I want things. Like I can visualize them, and once I see it, I know, okay, this is it. That's it right there. So that's what it's going to take for me with the graphics. I'm going to have to see those graphics. I'm going to have to know that's exactly how I want that to look, because me personally, I'm not an artist. I kind of wish I had that ability, because I'd be making stickers like crazy right now if I was an artist. um, but that's not a skill that I have. So maybe I'll start trying to do a little bit better at art. But I tell students the reason I don't do good at art, because my art teacher used to do it for me. And that's why I cannot do the math for you, or you'll never learn it. So when they look at my crazy lines and they're not straight, and when I have to draw circles and squares and triangles and trapezoids and all that kind of stuff, and they look funky, I tell them that's why. So you remember that when you see my drawings, you need to do it for yourself so that you know how to do it on your own. But yeah, so yeah, resume teaching is stressful. I'm mad. I'm still mad. I think I'm mad constantly about my student loan debt. It just seems like I've always had this recurring dream for, like, I know a span of about 20 years now, probably. I've had this recurring dream where I'm on this high bridge, right? I'm on this high bridge and I'm in a car and I drive off the bridge. But as I'm falling off the bridge, I can see McDonald's arches. I kid y'all not. I know that sounds crazier than crazy, right? I have had that dream several times over the years. And that's how my student loan debt feels, like that. Crazy dream. Yeah, me too. Me too, Rasmia. I'm just like, it is what it is. And the way it has negatively affected my credit. Not the car that I have now, but the car I had previously. When I went looking for a car, then nobody wanted to give me a car. Like nobody. I was making the money. I was teaching at the time. And one dealer told me, he goes, Miss Brown, I can see that you have the capability to make the payments, but it's because of your credit that I can't give you the car that you're looking for. And I said, so somebody could come in behind me, not make as much money as me, but because their credit score is better, they'll leave here with my car. And he said, unfortunately, yes. It's just the student loan debt is really affecting you. I said, so in a sense, you're penalizing me because I went to school. You're penalizing me because I went to school. It's crazy. Same here. I tell them, get good grades. And I've been telling my godson the same thing. I told him, you're about to be in middle school. Your whole GPA thing is going to start becoming more and more important now. And he was like, really? People would pay for all of my school? I said, if you do really well, and you have to do really well in school for that to happen. Yes, Resmia, exactly. Yeah, you too, Kim? Girl, it's crazy. And so I did not leave with a car that I wanted that time around. This car that I have now, they were still trying to use that against me a little bit, but I am like the only person in my immediate family that have never had a brand new car. And I'm like, my car payments are always expensive because of my credit rating. My credit rating is high because of the student loan debt. I have the student loan debt because I wanted to be a teacher, and teaching is stressing me out. So I said, you know what? I'm getting me a brand new car. I see everybody riding around in brand new cars. Some people, I'm like, how are they even affording these cars? And so the last time when I went to the dealer, I was like, I'm not leaving today until I drive out of here with a brand new car. I drove out of there with a brand new car. Yes, my car payment is high because of the credit rating, but there you have it. More than what I owe on my house. Wow, Kim, wow. And then when they keep tacking on the interest, it's like it's just never ending. It's never ending. It's pretty sad. It's really sad. And they come out with all these tax breaks for people, and it's like, when are you going to come out with a tax break for those of us that still owe all the student loan debt? And I have a feeling. Hey, Mildred. I have a feeling that they're going to take my income tax return. That's if I even get anything back. Because that's happened before. They've taken it and they've applied it to student loans. So I'm one of those people, I don't even rush to file taxes. It's not a big deal for me. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not already counting those chickens before they hatch, because I may not even get anything. Or if I do get something, they may give it to one of these student loan people that come out of the woodworks that say that I owe them money. And I'm like, who are you? Like, who are you? How can you sell my account off right when I'm about to meet my obligations to you? And then these new people tell me I still owe them like all this hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Y'all have been taking $400 a month for me. They did that for really, it was right under $500. They did that for 5 months. And they were supposed to take another $100 payment. And so now they're trying to say I still owe them like $1,900. Excuse me? You just took over $2,000 from me. Like, well, really more than that. Really more than that. Like, so it's like, come on now. Give me a break. That's exactly it. And they keep doing that. So they all just keep cashing in. And I went off on them because I hardly ever go off on people on the phone. But, I let them have it. And what was making me mad was like, how they have their little scripted thing they have to say. And I understand that. But let's deviate from your script a little bit, because you're not listening to me. You're just reading your script. And I went completely left on those people. And my brothers came to my bedroom door looking at me like, who are you talking to on that phone? Like, I let them have it because I was just done with it. I was just done with this. I'm like, this has ruined my life. And you just took all my money from me, and you want more money? Like, seriously? It's crazy. To make it more difficult for students to get loans. Really? Crazy. And I try to tell students, Like when I worked at the first high school that I worked at, the population there was primarily Hispanic kids, and our city is primarily Hispanic. And there's a lot of different businesses, organizations that provide like scholarships and grants for Hispanic kids. I used to tell those kids, take advantage of that. Take advantage of the fact that you live in a city where it's predominantly Hispanic and they have all these things available to you as a Hispanic person. Take advantage of that. You can easily get to go to school for free, but all of them wouldn't take advantage of it. It is not necessary. I'm telling y'all, I only went because it was required for teaching. I think if I had decided to do anything else that didn't require a degree, I probably wouldn't have gone to college. Like I probably wouldn't have, There is a charter school here in the area. It's pretty new to our area. And I've looked into possibly working for them. I went to like a little mixer they had, and they promote an entrepreneurship path as well as a college path at their school, which I think is awesome. The founder, he said, everybody's not going to do the college route. So I want kids to have options, and I think that it's so cool that they do that they give that entrepreneurship route. Especially in the area that they're in an area where those kids in that area are probably not looked at as kids that are really going to achieve or succeed, and give them that that hope and that dream that they can run their own business. Like I just think it's awesome that they have that as an option. I'm still considering them for next year. They've been looking at my profile on LinkedIn. I know this for a fact. But even though I've been considering, I'm still reluctant to do the traditional full-time teaching role. I don't know. It still scares me to go back to it. And I had a student last week, I think it was, and he was saying, well, Miss Brown, you're here a few days a week here. You can come back here full time next year. I said, yes. I said, I still need to consider, and think about it all, what I'm going to do. And he's like, well, what would be holding you back? I said, and I gave him some insights to some of the things that I've been through teaching. And the poor kid, he was just sitting there like, wow, I don't think he could really believe half of the stuff that I told him. And I said, yeah, do you see why I say I could write a book? And he was like, yeah, I see. He goes, but still, it could be different for you here. And I told him, I said, let me put it to you this way. I said, if you put your hand in some water and it's really hot and you get burned, and then you put your hand in the water and it's really hot and you get burned, and you keep putting your hand in there, you keep getting burned. I said, after a while, you're not going to want to put your hand in there. And he's like, but you could put your hand in there and the water will be cool. I said, but then I could put my hand in there and it'll still be hot and I'll still get burned. And then he was like, okay, I see where you're going. I see where you're going with it. I said, that's where I'm at with the whole thing. Like, yes, I could put my hand in and it'll be nice, cool water. But then what if I put my hand in and I just get burned again? Because I'm not going to know until I put my hand in. See what I mean? So, and my mom, she doesn't want me to give up on teaching. She feels that that's my passion and that's what I'm good at, is helping the kids. And I can do that tutoring. And my tutoring business was very successful before I went back to teaching. It was so successful that I had to start turning down clients because I didn't have the time or the capability to meet with as many kids that were trying to meet with me. Now, it became a hassle doing all of the traveling to and from people's houses because most of my clients were wanting me to meet at their home. Um, and so that's why I started thinking about doing the tutoring website, but I just got to do it, y'all. Just like with the book, I got to finish the book. I just got to do the website. It's things that I just got, I've got to do it. Um, I don't know. Yeah, that's I was very happy doing it, Kim. I was very happy. It was very rewarding for me in a way that teaching was not, because I felt like people that were coming to me as clients were people that really wanted to see their kids succeed, or the kid themselves really wanted to succeed. I only have encountered a few tutoring clients where I was just like, oh God, I can't deal with this anymore. That's only happened maybe 3 or 4 times. But most of the families that I've worked with were great families. A lot of people, I had to stop tutoring them this year because our schedules conflicted. And that was sad because those kids were really needing me because for whatever reason they weren't getting what they needed in their class. And I hated to have to let some of them go, but I really didn't want to do the traveling part of it again either, because I would have to go, of course, when kids are out of school, most of them. And rush hour traffic here is nasty. It's just nasty, and that was beginning to take a toll on me, being in the traffic all the time. I'm at the point where I feel like I refuse to put my happiness in being online. Yeah, I agree. And I try to get my mom to understand that, but her first thought is you need to be financially stable. Yes, I agree. I need to be financially stable. I need to be able to pay my bills. I agree. But to what expense? Andy Enriquez, let me write that down. Andy Enriquez, motivational speaker. Makes you want to get up out of your own way. Okay, I'll have to check him out. But yeah, so I read those 3 years were like the happiest 3 years. And people still refer me for tutoring. That's not a problem. Word of mouth is what really built up my business. Um, and even people that I no longer tutor their kids, sometimes they will still refer people to me. Um, but I just don't want to do the traveling part of it. I'm sorry. That was taking a toll. And I felt like it was just like part of what kind of wore down my last car was just constantly driving back and forth. And the way I drive and doing all that driving, yeah, it was quite a bit. So yeah, so I'm thinking if I can get the site up and running, and everybody doesn't want to do online tutoring. I understand that, but there are some people that do. Yes, and I've done that a little bit, Kim. I've done some Skype sessions with a few people, and I worked with this one company for like a summer, but they weren't even paying me nearly what I would charge myself. And then when I found out what they were charging the client as opposed to what they were paying me, I was like, oh, heck no, I need to just build my own tutoring website. Is having them meet you at a central location probable? I've tried that too. Like, there's a little girl that I work with now. She's always been homeschooled, and we meet at a library near her house, which is it's not too far from me, but yeah. But a lot of the parents, they like you to be at the home. That's what I found with a lot of tutoring clients. You have these platforms, and I know people have kids in tutoring. Yeah. So my cousin told me he'd help me build up a website. I just need to do it. And that's why I started increasing my rate over the years. But maybe you're right. Maybe I do need to just have a separate rate for. And what I had started doing is I would give them like a smaller rate if they decided to do Skype. But a lot of people want you right there. Yeah. So, and I don't mean to toot my horn, but I think I'm pretty good at what I do. Like I haven't really had any complaints about tutoring. The only complaints I've had is when it comes to the teaching because they expect me to just pass the kids. And that's something that's the main complaint I've ever had with teaching is they complain about the grades. Well, guess what? I'm still in debt for my degree and I worked for it. I worked real hard for it. And so I feel like I'm doing a kid a disservice if I just pass them. So that's the main issue I've ever had teaching. And of course, most of my issue has always been more so with administration than it has been with the students anyway. So, yeah, but I'm going to look into some of the things that y'all talked about here for sure. It is, Razmia. It is so sad. It's just, I told my mom, I told her, I am literally traumatized. Like, I really am. I might need to get some therapy for what teaching has done to me. But, and I didn't realize how traumatized I was until I went back because I quit for those 3 years and was only doing private tutoring. And then I went back to the private school that I was at the previous 2 school years. And when they hired me and they called me and they told me that I was hired and I got off the phone with the principal, I started to have like a panic attack. Like I really did. I started to have a panic attack. Like, I can't do this. I can't go back to this. Like, they need to pay his hazard pay. Yes. And you know the crazy thing? I saw an article once that said the top 10 dangerous jobs, and inner city teacher was number 2 on the list. How sad is that? Like, it was right up there with like police officer and stuff. So my homework is to get my cousin and get that website started. You're right, Kim. Get her done. And then my best friend, he's been getting on me because he's like, you keep saying you want to register your business name and you haven't done it. You just need to do it. That too. So I need to put all of that on my agenda. I don't know why I haven't done the business name. I'm just lazy. Maybe because I know I got to go downtown to do it and I hate going downtown. But that's just this lamest excuse. I need to see if I can do it online. So business name, register business online. I need to see about doing it online because I hate going downtown. I don't know. I think part of it too is sometimes we always have this little fear of failure. I don't want to get all of this going and then it's like, oh my God, am I going to get the clients that I need? I'm going to have the income that I need. And I think that's a little bit of the fear. And because even when I decided to do just tutoring, I didn't know where my clients were going to come from. I was like, what am I going to do? Where am I going to get these clients? But the Lord did provide them. Yeah, definitely, Razmia. I will be bugging you in the DMs. Please do, Kim. I need someone to keep me accountable for sure. Hey, Michelle. You know how we do on Tuesday Talks, girl. We were first talking about doing the most when people are just doing the most. And now we've gotten to talking about me and my teaching career and getting my business up and running. So if you don't do it, you never get the clients. You're so right. You're so right. Yes, he is. And he's proven that to me. So I need to just shut up and, as Kim said, get out of my own way. Just get out of my own way. Like when I saw, like I said recently, seeing Christy and Razmia venture out there and start their little businesses. And I was like, man, you've done this before. Like you took the leap of faith before. What's your problem now? So that was motivating to me when I saw that this past week. And I was like, you know what? These ladies are motivating me to get out there and just do the darn thing. Yeah. Oh, editing videos and stuff. Yeah. Believe me, I was kind of forced into the editing thing, but I think I've kind of got it. I've got it going now. God did not give us the spirit. You're right, Michelle. You are so right. And that's why I need you ladies. Why I need to be talking to y'all every week because I learn something new. I get something new. I take something from every live with you guys. And so hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus, that I was still able to do this live today. God knew. God knew. He knew I needed to hear all of this from you guys. Yes. Yes, Razmia. Oh God, Kim's gonna get me like she gets Beverly about that spending. But that's fine. I need somebody to help keep me accountable. Because here's the problem with me too, y'all. We have these planners, right? That we spend all this money on. I put stuff in my planner and I still don't get it done. Like I'm still so busy doing stuff that I don't do the stuff that I need to do. Does that make sense? Why has it been in my planner for the last, I think this is the third week for me to wash my car and go to the laundromat and wash my comforter because it doesn't fit in my washer here at the house. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, you mean editing documents and papers? Okay. Yeah. If I put it in my planner, I have to do it. I try, Michelle. I try. I'm not kidding you. It's like I do. I try really, really hard. And I think what's been getting me the last few weeks is I just haven't been sleeping well. And so any little downtime, I will tend to just like do nothing because I'm like, I need a break. Um, so I think I just need to get some good sleep and I'm just gonna be in good to go. And I know Indy was talking about that today too. She just needs some sleep. Yeah. Ooh, now that you mentioned the taxes, like I know I have to do it, but I don't think I've even written that down in my planner this week to do the taxes. That's pretty bad. And I think that's because like I'm just not looking forward to getting anything. So it's like not a big issue for me right now, but I know I need to do it. So yeah, I better put that down for I think Thursday. I'll have time to do it on Thursday. So let me write it down Thursday taxes. I have a little cheat sheet of paper. I already write stuff down when I'm on these lives with y'all, but yeah. So y'all just keep me accountable. Please. I need that. I really need that. And I'm just going to do what I said I wanted to do because when I went back to teaching, I put all my little plans on the back burner and I started focusing so much on teaching. I've been doing my taxes for a month. Believe me, Michelle, I get like that with so much stuff. And it's just like, man, just do it already. Just do it already. Well, oh my God, I've been on here for 2 hours. Wow. So I'm gonna go ahead and get off of here so I can eat. And I'm gonna try and do some grading. And I'm gonna research registering my business name online because I cannot dare bring that up to my best friend again and not have it done because he'll probably strangle me because I think I really frustrated him the last time I brought it up. He's like, well, why don't you just do it already? So yeah, he has a point. Yeah, he does. But thank you guys for coming to Tuesday Talks. I don't know. Do y'all think this looks better on my tablet than it does on my phone? I don't know. Except for that noise thing y'all were experiencing. I think it went pretty well. But I'll see you guys back here same time next week if it's the Lord's willing. And in the meantime, you know what to do. Slay, subscribe, like, accept the alerts. I have fun too. I always have a good time with you guys. Like seriously, like I really, really do. You ladies are awesome. And I will see you guys in my next video. Y'all have a good evening and enjoy the rest of your week. And I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Okay, wait a minute. How do I end this thing? Oh, there it is. End stream. All right. See you guys. Bye bye. Sure, you want to end the stream.